Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and today we're once again finally talking about the hobby aspect of Warhammer. More specifically, the Indomitus Crusade box and whether or not you should buy it. So without further ado, let's begin. With 9th edition officially being announced by Games Workshop and the reveal of a brand new limited edition box known as the Indomitus set coming very soon, many hobbyists, both new, old and potential new ones, have been rather curious about whether or not this box is worth the buy. This box set is a limited edition run to kickstart the new edition of Warhammer 40,000 and contains the following: 61 models split between new Space Marines and Necron units, a limited edition hardback copy of the new rulebook, among other stuff, but those are the big ticket items that have piqued everybody's interest. The items themselves are more geared towards already existing players so that they will be able to build up on already existing armies, however this could also work for new players too. Firstly, when looking at the contents of the box, at least it's very obvious that it's geared towards Adeptus Astartes and Necron players. So if you're just interested in the special edition rulebook, you're not really going to get much value from this box. It is instead for the Adeptus Astartes and Necron players that get the benefit from this much more. Let's look towards the Space Marine section of this box first. The Indomitus box brings in a host of new units and characters for the Adeptus Astartes, many of which were former style Space Marine units that have received the Primaris upgrade treatment. Now this part of the box is obviously geared towards already existing Space Marine players, as the majority of the Space Marines here are specialist troops. Close combat Primaris Marines, Bikers and Heavy Flamers among others. These would not be a too common troop choice, but instead fill out a more specialist role as stated before. However, this drastically changes, especially if the player in question is looking to upgrade any chapters based around the following: Salamanders for the Flamers, Space Wolves for the Melee Marines, and White Scars for the Bikers as examples. Obviously the Marines themselves should be able to be used by other chapters unless otherwise specified, which seems very unlikely. If you're an existing player with knowledge on how Space Marines play and looking to bulk up your existing forces, you should ask yourself the following. Firstly, are these models useful to my chosen chapters? Bear in mind, we'll likely see rules being highlighted by Games Workshop for all the minis as we get closer to date, and we've already started to see some in the Warhammer community website. And secondly, and most importantly, will these new models allow me to explore different playstyles and make the game more fun? Remember, at the end of the day, this game should be about fun. Yes, I understand there's a lot of people who play for the meta, but in most cases, especially for new players, it's mostly about fun. Now, if you're someone looking to get into Warhammer 40,000 and are interested in the Space Marines as a playable faction, bear in mind that this box itself is not a start collecting kit, but rather an entry to 9th edition, and it is likely that we'll see a proper start collecting kit launching shortly after. I advise you to search into your chosen chapter or chapters if you're looking on running multiple forces and see if these units are beneficial to you if you are looking to get into the competitive scene. On a semi-related note, I will strongly advise that you do begin with just one force as to avoid any hobby burnout. Some new hobbyists do jump in quite quickly and do find themselves overwhelmed. A perfect way to start a new army would probably be looking into army bundles either offered by Games Workshop or other retailers. These are normally already available units, available at a discounted rate. Shameless self-promotion here, but we do have an affiliate link with Element Games which offers a 10 to 25% off all Warhammer based products, and does indeed have a series of various bundle packs which could be a better alternative for players looking to start out in the hobby. You can find our link to Element Games in the description below. Now, if you are a new player, existing player, or even a person who just buys minis to paint for display, if you're just buying the minis because of the rule of cool factor, then this box does indeed present many good looking new casts that look quite cool. Rule of cool has always been something that I myself stand to. I rather something that looks quite interesting over something which is just horrendously overpowered and just doesn't look nice. The Necron side of the box, on the other hand, is great for players both new and old. This race itself is getting a host of new units, and also a large amount of already existing units are getting updated with a brand new look. Existing players would want to take advantage of this box for the new units and the new look, whereas new players looking to play Necrons may as well get started with this box, as soon enough these will be the new standard models for the faction. This box is the perfect way to start a Necron army, giving you a decent amount of minis to work on until the rest of the line is released. Playstyle wise, it can be imagined that many of the new Necrons will have a similar style to the older models, so I do advise that new players check out some Warhammer 40k battle reports on YouTube that feature Necrons so you can get a feel of what they play like. Obviously this box has two factions, and if you're only interested in one, it could be recommended that you split the box with a friend to ease the cost of entry, but please bear in mind that the box itself only comes with one limited edition hardback copy of the 9th edition rulebook. So if both you and your friend do want the book, it's more than likely you'll have to end up buying two versions of the box. However, I would recommend against it unless you know that you're going to use the units twice, or if you can just sell off the excess minis that you might not need. This is more specifically geared to new players, but the last thing you want to do is spend too much money on something and end up not using it. Obviously, older, more experienced players would be able to tell you about the famed pile of shame, but try and avoid it if you can if you're a new player, believe me. Or at least for as much as you can. How it generally works for most hobbyists is that it is inevitable. The box itself does seem quite interesting, and obviously it is of interest of a lot of players. Please bear in mind that no official price has been given yet as of the time of recording this video, but many suspect it would have the price of around £120 to £150. Obviously this would vary, especially depending on where you're from. But with that, I hope that I've been able to help you decide if this box is worth it for you or not. If you're an existing player or someone looking to get started in the hobby, especially for Warhammer 40,000, let me know what you think about this box in the comments below, and let's start a bit of a discussion. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various different links to social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Discord, where you can get in contact with the Great Book team. Also in the description section below is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using our special link and also using our special code, both of which are in the description below, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. Honestly, it's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A special thank you to our patrons Gibraltar LUSC and Ryan Bertsche for subscribing to us at our Fane level. Honestly, you guys are super cool. And a big thank you to our patron Edward Huell for subscribing to us at our King level. Mate, you're super awesome. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.